Trophy then. Mark, it's been a while since you actually played a game on a Wednesday in terms of competitive matches. How has that affected the week and I suppose also the weekend?
Just something we've got to deal with, we've got the pleasure of having the Sky cameras here at Wadden Road, and we're delighted with that. I'm sure the chairman is. We should get a decent crowd anyway. It's just something you have to deal with, and we'll do that. It just means a bit of a longer week, but that's fine. It doesn't happen too often. The players, they're professional. They know what's at stake this week, and it's just important that we prepare properly for both games.
And something of a rarity for the Johnstone Trophy. This does seem a really big game, a local derby. The Steve Cultural Factory, it's got a bit of everything.
Yeah, it has, and hopefully we can do ourselves justice and cause an upset. We're playing all right, but we've not been getting the results that our performances have perhaps deserved. No better time than tomorrow night to be able to put that right.
And because they're flying in the league, does that mean that the pressure's off you?
We always put ourselves under a little bit of pressure to perform, but no one really gives us a chance. I see they're one of the favourites for the JPT, and rightly so, given their league position and the start they've made. We have to try and cause an upset. It's probably more doable than it was when you go to Tottenham or when you go to Everton. But that said, we also know how good they are from our pre-season encounter, which I thought we did really well in for large parts of the game. And we'll have to see what side they pick. I believe they might make one or two changes, but they've got a good squad of players. They've got a good manager, and they'll be looking to keep things ticking over for themselves. And listen, we'll be looking to put a few things right and hopefully, let's say, play well.
Jason Taylor available from suspension. Is this actually a good game for him to come back into before the league on Saturday?
I think the main thing is they've been shown how much we've missed him, which is credit to Jason and credit to the start that he's had this season. Troy Brown also returns from a one-match suspension, so he comes into the plans. We've got everybody fit and available, bar Asa, bar Paul Black, and we'll try and pick the strongest team we possibly can to go out there and try and win the game. It's a game of football against a team who are doing exceptionally well in the league above, and that's all. It's upsets happen. So before, we're not playing a Premier League team, but we know we're playing a really decent side, and we're going to be at our best to get anything out of it.
And there's an opportunity maybe for Jack Demon to play back-to-back games because you were impressed with him on Saturday.
Jack was outstanding, and if he gets the nod, then I expect him to be as good again. Whenever we've called upon him this season, he's done well. So I'm not going to give the team away, but I can't see him being left out after his performance on Saturday.
What's it like pitting your wits against Steve Cultural?
It hasn't been very successful in the two games we've had so far. One a pre-season game and one when he was at Notts County. But listen, that can change. Listen, I've got a tremendous amount of respect for the gaffer, for Steve, what he's done for me, done for this football club, and as in his managerial career, he plucked me out of nowhere almost and give me a chance back in the football to get in the Football League, which obviously we did, and then gave me a chance to start my coaching career under him up at Burnley, and really enjoyed the 18 months that we had up there. It was a tremendous learning curve for me. I still speak to him, now, and it'll be a good test for my side to say keep our performance levels good, and if we can do that with an added goal and keeping a clean sheet, then even better.
I'm sure you'd never want to be a carbon copy of him and never try to be, but what's the main thing you learned off of him that you've been able to use yourself as a manager?
There's lots that you take from different managers, but probably Steve was probably the most influential in my career. So you take bits and pieces. His desire to win, his how meticulous he was, all sorts of stuff like that. But you have to be your own man, and that's what I am. There's things I do well, there's things I don't do particularly. I could improve on. So, and we're all the same. We're all learning, even at our, my age and Steve's age, I'm sure. So it'll be a good test for us. You know, they're a really good footballing side with some big attacking threats, some powerful centre backs, and some great mobility in the middle of the park and out wide. So we know we're going to be in for a game, and we've just got to be as good as we can be. And if we can do that, and things go for us, and we get a little bit of luck, and Trevor has to be at his, as he just walks past, has to be at his best, then we can get something out of the game, and we've got to keep believing that.